Now, moving away from Nigeria, the Constitutional Court in South Africa has made a landmark ruling that has placed Muslim marriages on par with other marriages in the country. The court recently declared a section of the Marriages Act unconstitutional because it discriminated against Muslim women and their well-being.
The Women's Legal Center in Cape Town has been instrumental in getting this victory, which has taken over a decade to conclude. We are now joined by the director at the Women's Legal Center, Sihem Samai, and she'll be taking us through this. Good morning, Sihem. Thank you very much for joining us on the show this morning.
Good morning.
All right, now let's talk about the reason. Let's go back. What was the reason that the Muslim marriages, or the reasons why Muslim marriages were treated different in South Africa?
Well, Muslim marriages and religious marriages in South Africa has never been recognized. And over the past 20 years, since democracy, what has happened is that the courts have, on a piecemeal basis, given rights to women within Muslim marriages. And the Constitutional Court recently, as you've indicated, declared that the Marriage Act and the Divorce Act is inconsistent with the right to equality, the right to dignity, and that it violates children's rights, which is set out in the Constitution, because they fail to recognize Muslim marriages. It also declared that certain provisions of the Divorce Act, which makes provision for safeguarding of the interests of the minor child in divorce proceedings, is inconsistent with the Constitution, and also that the division of the estates, and the court goes into depth in terms of what the interim relief should be, whilst the state has been given 24 months to rectify the defect.
All right, so in practical terms, how do you think this judgment will affect the lives of Muslim people and also women in particular in South Africa?
Well, broadly, I mean, we all know that there were major challenges around enforcement, even though women received the talaq or fasak, or even upon the death of their spouse, the state never recognized the marriage, which means that it had consequences. If you die, you will be declared as single, which is the repercussions on your pension and different claims. In addition to that, women can't also broadly enforce the economic contributions that they have given to the marriage, and it makes it very difficult. In addition to that, polygynous marriages were also not recognized. And the court has indicated that the state should rectify those defects. And in the interim, parties who have instituted divorce, who have not yet been divorced by the 14th of December, December 2014, which was the day when we launched our court case, those people will be able to come to court in terms of the Divorce Act and ask for a division of the estate, and they will be able to ask for maintenance, specifically in respect of marriages out of community of property, which is, and in addition to that, polygynous marriages is also recognized.
I mean, this is good news. It's a win for women, not just the Muslim women. It's a win for women. I mean, looking at the document here, the victory for Muslim women as constitutional, I beg your pardon. We're seeing some of the reliefs that the court have granted. One, we're seeing that the Divorce Act may be used to dissolve a Muslim marriage that was in existence on 15 December 2014. This remedy, however, is only available in respect of marriages, terminations, where legal proceedings were implemented by either of the parties. I mean, there are several reliefs that the court has granted. Let's talk about how the women, the Muslim women, are reacting to this in South Africa.
Well, I mean, for many years, I mean, people, because of the different government processes, people didn't know that Muslim marriages were still not recognized. It's only when there is a challenge, then people, react to it. But Muslim women, the lawyers, etc., that are activists that have been part of this process for many, many years. Even though we launched only in 2014, it has been, we have been advocating for the rights since 1994. And we are quite ecstatic. There is still a lot of work that needs to be done over the next 2 years in relation to the broader recognition, but we are, many women are happy around the broad recognition. It has been many, many years.
Sima, you mentioned just now that there is some work that still needs to be done within the next 2 years. Can you shed some light on some of the changes that you would like to see in the next 2 years?
Well, there is currently, even though the court has given, the state 24 months, there are currently 2 pieces of legislation before the state. The one is the omnibus legislation, which has been commissioned by the Department of Home Affairs. And then we also have the single marriages, which has been commissioned by the South African, by the Department of Justice. And we need to be able to see which one the state is going to proceed with. We also have a private membership bill that deals broadly with the interim relief before Parliament. And these are all the broad pieces of legislation and bills that we need to be able to interact with.
We look forward to seeing all of this happening very soon. Thank you very much, Sima, for your time this morning.